In this episode, I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you quit the Clean Plate Club so that you can eat less and move forward towards your goals. All right, let's go. Welcome to the Overweighted Podcast, where we get real about the struggles of being obese and needing to lose a whole lot of weight. My name's Malaika. I'm your host, weight loss mentor and coach. Join me on my personal weight loss journey to lose about 200 pounds, and as I share my very real experiences, plus some simple, successful, and sustainable weight loss tips and mindset shifts so that we can mark lose weight off of our to-do list for good. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to start doing on the podcast is having these bonus episodes where they are live recordings that I've done on social media, whether on Facebook or on Instagram. And I wanted to share them here because I still believe the tips are valuable for you as well. However, just know that when I do these Facebook live recordings, they are outside on my front porch. And so there is a lot of noise, cars going by, neighbors with music, planes, chickens, all the things, okay? So just know that there is a lot of background noise. I apologize for that in advance. But like I said, I still believe the information is valuable and you still can hear me, but it just sounds like Grand Central Station in the background. So y'all pray for me that the Lord hurries up and sends my new house because I want to have a space where I can have a dedicated office to do these types of recordings and things. All right, let's get into this episode. For those who've never met me before, like I said, my name's Malaika Burley. I am a weight loss mentor and transformational coach. I am on a personal weight loss journey as well. At this point in my journey, I've lost over 65 pounds. And so I want to help bring women along with me who have gained a significant amount of weight and lost themselves. My goal is to help them lose the weight and gain themselves back again. And mostly I do that in Transformation Tribe and on the Overweighted Podcast. But today we are going to talk about quitting the Clean Plate Club. And for me in particular, I lose weight by tracking calories. So I focus on calories in versus calories out. That is the simplest way to lose weight when you have a significant amount of weight to lose. So that's what I focus on. And this came about because last week I had a meal and it was this great comfort meal. It was meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and some corn. And I had, measured out my serving. And then I also had a second serving as well measured out because I knew I had the calories to be able to eat both if I wanted to. And what happened after I ate the first serving, I was full. I actually felt not so full overstuffed like Thanksgiving kind of full, but full to the point that I felt kind of a little bit of a knot in my stomach. And I was like, okay, I'm full. But I still had that second serving that I could eat. And I also still had the space and the calories to eat that second serving. And so I kept getting ready to eat it because it was there. And I knew it was, available for me to eat. And so that's one of the things I know some of us struggle with that have a lot of weight to lose, especially if you're around my age range where you grew up with your parents telling you need to, clean your plate because there's starving children in the world. So you want to make sure you're not wasting any food, right? But one of the things I realized is that either way, we're going to waste the food. So you're going to either waste it and throw it away, or you're going to waste it and it's going to add to your waistline. So you're either going to waste it or waste it, right? So either way, you're wasting your food. Quote me on that if you tweet that. All right. But anyway, so I realized that we need to quit the Clean Plate Club because that is just causing us to eat more than we need to, which again is just causing us to really get away from the weight loss goals that we have for ourselves. So I want to give you some tips on how to quit that Clean Plate Club, and I'll tell you what I did to not eat that second serving. But what tends to happen is that we tend to eat what we're served. And so whatever the portion is that someone gives you, typically what will happen is that we'll eat that. They've done studies on this, where they had people in like a movie theater, and they gave them some popcorn. Some people had fresh, some people had stale, and regardless of the fresh or stale popcorn, whatever was in front of them, they ate it. And so that is what we tend to do as well. And so one thing that you can do to help you quit the Clean Plate Club is just get smaller plates. And so granted, you are still cleaning your plate, but by the fact that it's a smaller plate, you are eating less. So get some smaller plates. That's going to help you put less on the plate. So even if you clean your plate still, you are still eating less, so less calories in, and so that's going to help you move toward your goal. So like I said, because we tend to eat what we're served, and we want it just because it's there. Like with that meatloaf meal last week, I wanted it because I knew it was there. I knew I had space for it in my calories, even though I felt full and I didn't really need it. I just wanted it because it was there. So get some smaller plates. That's going to help you put less on your plate so that you can eat less. So even if you clean the plate, you're still eating less and having less calories. So the second tip with that, kind of along the same lines, is put part of the food away in a storage container. And that's what I ended up doing with my second serving, because I wanted to kind of get it out of my mind. So I went ahead and just put it in my little meal prep container and put it in the fridge. That way it wasn't still sitting out on the stove waiting for me to eat it. I put it away, and it was kind of almost like a signal to my brain, like, this is for later. This is not for today. This is for tomorrow. So after you have your portion, then you can put your other food, like your seconds or whatever, away in a food storage container, so it can kind of signal your brain and let your brain know this is not for now, right? So that's one thing you can do. And then if you're at a restaurant, the portion sizes at restaurants tend to be really out of control. So what you can do is have them right away bring you a to-go box, and you can put half of your food in the to-go box. So that, again, will kind of tell yourself, okay, this is for later. This is my portion for now. The rest of this is for later. And so that way you're only eating about half, which is probably the regular portion anyway, or the regular serving size. And then you have the other half for later, for dinner, or for lunch the next day. So put it away in a food storage container, or put half your food in a to-go box. And that's going to be an easy way for you to help you quit the Clean Plate Club. Sorry about that noise. Hopefully you can still hear me. All right. The third thing that you want to do to quit the Clean Plate Club is recognize when you're full, and when you're full, stop eating, right? So I realized that I was actually really full, and I needed to stop eating instead of just eating that food that was there just because it was there, right? And so I know with some of us, we have trouble recognizing when we're full, because especially nowadays, we tend to eat really fast, and so we're not giving our stomach the time to signal our brain and let us know we're full, so that we can actually stop eating. So the fourth thing is to eat more mindfully, and that's going to help you quit the Clean Plate Club. That's going to help you recognize when you're actually full. So one tip to help you eat more mindfully is to put your fork down in between bites of food. So you take a bite of food, put your fork down. And then if you have your bottle of water there, you can take a sip of your water, put the bottle down, swallow your food, pick up your fork, eat, take a bite, put your fork down, chew, take a sip of water. And that is going to slow you down in the process of eating. And so that's going to give your body more time to realize it's full. And just by slowing down, you're going to realize that you don't need to eat as much as you think you do. So that is going to help you quit that Clean Plate Club. And then the other thing with eating more mindfully is turn off the distractions. If you are watching TV, you can turn off the TV. If you're doing some type of work at home, I know you can't really cut it off at work probably, but cut off the computer, turn your phone upside down, whatever you need to do to get rid of the distractions, so that you can pay attention to what you're eating and how much you're eating. because again, like that example I gave with the movies, they ended up eating all the popcorn even though it was stale because they were distracted by the movie. And so same thing with us. If we're distracted by other things, we're going to eat more just because we're not paying attention to what we're eating, and we're also not paying attention to how we're feeling while we're eating. So we're not recognizing when we're full. So that's another tip to help you eat more mindfully. And then the 5th tip I have for you for quitting the Clean Plate Club is to distract yourself from the extra food. And I just said get rid of the distractions, but you're distracting yourself from the extra food. Okay, so once you kind of realize, like with me, I realized I was full, but I knew that other food was still there, and I just kind of wanted to eat it because I saw it and knew it was there, and I knew I had room in my calories. So I needed to distract myself from thinking about that extra food, is what I'm saying, right? Because you've already at this point recognized that you're full. So like I mentioned, one thing I did to help me get my mind off that was to put it in the container and put it away. Another thing that you can do is make yourself a drink, whatever kind of drink you want to make for yourself, whether it's some kind of fruity drink. I actually made myself some coffee that particular day, and I drank that. If you still have some water that you need to drink for the day, maybe you're drinking some water, maybe put a little flavor in it to help you drink that water. And after you drink that, then sit with yourself and think, okay, do I still want this food? Because what I realized after I drank my coffee, I didn't want it. And I also know with me, when I tend to have drinks with more flavor, it kind of takes away me wanting that other food because I don't want to mix the flavors of that food in that like fruity drink or whatever. So make yourself a drink and drink it and see if you still want it. And if you still want it, have it, right? If you're actually not full, if you're not full and you want it, go ahead and have it. The other thing you can do to distract yourself from thinking about that is just get busy doing something. Do something maybe that requires you to use your hands, or just basically you want to get your mind off of that. So do something. Maybe you're sitting and learning something on YouTube. So do something for 15 minutes that's going to get your mind off of thinking about that food. And then again, after that, if you still want it, then go ahead and have it. Right? But it's just giving yourself a break to give your body time for that signal to let you know, like, hey, you're full, you don't need it, even though it's there. And like I said, and if you feel like you're not full after that time and you want to have it, then go ahead and have it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. We're not about that food restriction life around here. All right? All right. So I hope those tips were helpful. That was 5 tips for you to help you quit the Clean Plate Club. And if that was helpful, make sure to join us in Transformation Tribe. I share weight loss, nutrition, movement tips in there, as well as some like food that I like to eat on my weight loss journey as well. And there is a premium community as well where we do group coaching in there. But you can join Transformation Tribe for free. Join us in the community, get some accountability and support on your weight loss journey. You do not have to do this alone. You can go to malaikaburley.com/network, and you'll see, like it says, request to join access. So you can just do that and I will let you in, or just click the link in the bio and you'll see their Join Transformation Tribe button. All right, that is it. You guys have an amazing day, and I will see you later. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you got any value out of this or something just really resonated with you, can you do me a favor and leave a review? It helps others find the show so that it could help them too. Also, I'd love to connect with you on other platforms. I'm Malaika Burley on IG and YouTube. And go grab my free webinar, The 5 Keys to Simple, Successful, and Sustainable Weight Loss at malaikaburley.com. And of course, all of those links are in the show notes. Thanks again and have a blessed day.